Hey, I'm Jem. What I do is simple. I help business owners get verified, ready to buy leads without spending months chasing ghosts or burning money on ads. Instead of guessing who might be interested, I give you direct access to people who already want what you sell. Think of me as a shortcut between where you are now and the sales conversations you should be having. Now, here's the thing most entrepreneurs don't realize until it's too late. Business doesn't die in a recession because people stop buying. It dies because businesses don't know how to position themselves in front of the right buyers. The economy shifts, budgets get tighter, decision makers become more cautious, and suddenly what used to be work or what used to work just doesn't. All right. But there's good news. There are businesses out there that not only survive downturns, they scale through them. They don't panic when interest rates rise, when markets dip, or even when headlines scream uncertainty. Why? Because they're built on systems, not luck. They don't rely on one ad campaign, one platform, one source of leads, or one hope strategy. They operate on three pillars that make them untouchable regardless of what the economy throws at them. And today I'm going to walk you through those exact pillars so you can start building them into your business right now. Here's what you're going to learn today. All right. The first pillar is hyper targeting your perfect client. How to stop wasting time talking to people who can't afford you, don't need you, or were never going to buy in the first place. The second pillar is multi channel outreach. How to get in front of your ideal clients everywhere. They already spend time, so they feel like you found them, not the other way around. All right. Pillar number three, qualification and nurturing system. How to build a bulletproof pipeline that filters out tire kickers and leaves you with buyers who are financially qualified, mentally ready, and emotionally convinced. And one more thing, stick around until the end because if you don't want to set all this up yourself, I'll show you how to access a list of pre-qualified leads who are actively looking for what you offer right now. Imagine skipping months of prospecting and going straight to conversations that lead to invoices. Yeah, that's where we're headed. All right, let's get into it. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with pillar number one. If you skip this, nothing else works. If you nail this, every step becomes 10x easier. All right. The biggest mistake I see businesses make is trying to sell to everyone. When you try to sell to everyone, you sell to no one. Hyper targeting is about finding the one specific person who needs your solution the most. Here are the clear action steps here. All right, perfect. All right. Define your ICP. All right. We want to use these filters by industry. Which industry has an urgent, costly problem you solve? We want to filter them by annual revenue. 500K versus 20 million companies think, buy, and budget way differently. All right. Then we want to look into team size. Small teams equals fast decisions. Large teams equals approvals and paperwork. All right. And then we want to look at decision maker roles. CEO, COO, marketing director, property manager, each buys for a different reason. All right. And then we want to look at current tools or systems, know what to use now, position your offer as a replacement or upgrade. Your ICP should be so defined that when a lead arrives, you instantly know if they belong in your world or not. This clarity alone can remove 80% of wasted time, sales calls, and energy. Step two, identify the pain point. Ask yourself, what is the problem costing them each month? What resources are being wasted because of it? Why must this be solved now, not later? Example, a property management firm doesn't want better roofing. They want to stop losing tenants and money because leaks damage buildings, increase liability, and delay occupancy. All right, these are real pain points. And these are the things that people are looking for. All right, they want to stop losing tenants and money because recurring leaks weaken their building structures, increase liability, and delay occupancy. All right, this is how you frame this stuff. Once you can articulate their pain better than they can automatically assume you're the expert. And when someone believes you understand their pain, they trust you to provide the cure. All right. Find their watering hole. This is, where they hang out. All right. You can't sell to people you can't reach. Once you know where they are and what they're struggling with, your next mission is to figure out where they naturally gather, learn, and make buying decisions. Think of watering holes as ecosystems. All right. These could be online communities, LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, niche Slack or Discord spaces, platforms they actively use. This could be LinkedIn, industry forums, local business directories, and association member lists or business chambers of commerce. If you want to go really, really local, you can go to your local chamber of commerce and go to events there to see what people are doing there. Offline clusters, trade shows, professional associations, networking breakfasts, franchise expos, or trade shows, uh, anything that's like an event, maybe like like a niche specific event. You get a lot of those. So, and we want to look at trusted information sources, industry newsletters, podcasts, magazines, YouTube channels, and regulatory bodies. All right. The goal isn't to be everywhere. It's to be exactly where your ICP already goes when looking for answers. When you show up in the right place consistently, your outreach doesn't look like marketing. It feels like you're part of their world. Why these steps matter so much? When you combine all three, a crystal clear ICP, a painful problem they must solve, and the exact places they hang out, your offer stops feeling like a pitch. It becomes relevant, urgent, and inevitable. All right. Suddenly, you're not chasing leads. You're targeting opportunities that are already halfway sold before you even speak to them. And that's hyper targeting. All right. Now we're going to transition into pillar number 2. And this is going to be where we turn visibility into opportunity. All right. So this is our multi-channel outreach here. In today's noisy world, relying on just one channel like cold email is a recipe for being ignored. Your ideal clients are bombarded with messages every single day. If you show up only once or only in one place, you blend in with the noise. Right? You're not recognizable anymore. But when you appear across multiple platforms at different times with value-driven messages, something shifts. You become familiar and you become trustworthy. All right? And familiarity builds trust. Like I said, trust leads to replies. Replies lead to conversations. Conversations lead to revenue. A multi-channel approach ensures you are seen as a serious professional partner, not just another spammer. It creates a perception that you are everywhere without spending millions on ads. And when your name keeps popping up from different angles, your prospect starts to think, who is this person and why does it seem like they're in my world? That curiosity is your wedge here. Here's a simple, actionable sequence. All right. The connection, which is step number 1, on LinkedIn, let's say, all right? Be intentional, reference something specific about their company or role, keep it human, short, and non-salesy. Your goal is to signal relevance. And then step 2, the value add email. Once connected, all right, your email isn't cold. If you have their contact information, obviously, we want to get that as well. And it should be a short, valuable, and intriguing message. All right, you can share a case study, offer a free audit, or provide industry data. Mission, proof, not persuasion. All right, we just want to show proof. And the third step is the follow up through phone or voice notes. A call after digital touch points is powerful because they've seen your name and engaged. You're calling warm. All right, you're not cold calling these people because you already had some you already had a couple touch points with them. All right. Ask 2 intelligent questions to reveal if they have a real problem, budget, and timeline. All right. If they do, the call naturally transitions to sounds like it might make sense for us to talk deeper about this. Boom. Now you have permission, not resistance. All right. All right. This is an example. Mid-sized manufacturing firms in Ohio. All right. Target the VP of operations at a manufacturing firm in Cleveland. LinkedIn connection request mentioning the robotics automation. Congrats on the automation upgrade. Big move for operational efficiency. Email after connecting, send a case study on reducing downtime for a similar Ohio manufacturer. Phone call. If they open the email, call and say, hey, John, I noticed you checked out our case study on reducing manufacturing downtime. I have 2 quick questions about your current workflow. Got a second. From their perspective, this whole process feels like a professional notices their progress, someone understands their industry, and it's a logical conversation, not a pitch ambush. This coordinated 3-step approach is far more effective than any single blast. You're not knocking on a random door. You're walking into one that's already slightly open. We just want that bench to be a little open so we can put our foot in. Okay, you've targeted the right person and you've gotten their attention now, but attention isn't revenue. The final and most critical step is nurturing that interest into a committed client. This is pillar number 3, qualification and nurturing. A lead is just a name until it is qualified. Your pipeline will always look full if you count everyone as a prospect, but full pipelines don't matter. Predictable revenue comes from knowing exactly who's worth your time and who isn't. This pillar protects your energy, your calendar, and your sanity. Your system becomes a sorting mechanism, filtering out the noise and spotlighting buyers who are ready to act. This is crucial here. This pillar protects your energy, your calendar, and your sanity. It ensures you're not jumping on pointless calls with tire kickers that say, let me think about it. And these let me think about it prospects or people who simply can't afford you. Instead, your system becomes a sorting mechanism, filtering out the noise and spotlighting buyers who are ready to act. And here are some clear action steps you need to take here. All right. Step one, implement a simple qualification framework, which I call BAND. B stands for budget, A stands for authority, N stands for need, T stands for timeline. We filtered these people through the band. Can they realistically afford your solution? Are you speaking to a decision maker? Do they need what you offer right now? And do they intend to solve the problem? Are they serious? Do they have the authority, etc., etc.? This framework gives you clarity. When someone hits all 4 points, you're not convincing them, you're just guiding them forward. And then step two is automated value nurturing. All right. You set up a weekly automation that educates your leads on their problem, demonstrates your expertise, builds trust without asking for anything, positions your brand as the obvious solution. Think of it like a slow, steady drip of value. Every email, every insight, every case study you send becomes another brick in the wall of credibility. By the time you're ready to buy, the decision feels easy because you stayed in their world without chasing them. You're not trying to close them, you're helping them close themselves. Then we look for the ready signal. All right. A ready signal is a measurable action like downloading a pricing sheet, watching a demo video, replying to your email with a question, visiting your website multiple times, and checking your calendar link. All right. These are not random behaviors, they are buying signals. This allows your team to reach out at the exact moment when the lead has mentally crossed the line from maybe to let's talk. Relevance plus timing equals conversion. All right, let's use this example here. For a California SaaS company selling project management software, we place a 3-question survey at the front of the funnel. How many projects do you manage monthly, which is the need? What is your current project management budget, which is the budget? Looking to implement a new system in 90 days, which is timeline and urgency. All right, we want to look for all these 3 things. If they answer positively to all 3, they're immediately flagged as hot. The sales team gets notified instantly. If they don't, they're funneled into a weekly nurture sequence that sends tips, templates, and best practices for project tracking. We keep feeding them value until they hit the ready signal, like revisiting the pricing page or clicking the calendar link. And then we step in. It's not random, it's all engineered. So there you have it. The three pillars to building a business that doesn't panic during recessions, market dips, or economic uncertainty. All right. The first pillar, hyper targeting, focus on who can pay and needs you the most. Pillar two, multi-channel outreach. Your message is everywhere prospects are, making it impossible to ignore. Pillar three, qualification and nurturing. Convert interest into revenue without chasing. When you put these 3 together, something powerful happens. Your business stops acting like a hustler and starts operating like a system. Instead of hoping for sales, you manufacture them. You don't wonder where clients will come from. They enter your pipeline already warmed up, already educated, and already halfway sold before you ever speak to them. And here's the best part. You don't have to build this from scratch. All right. If you're thinking, Jem, this sounds incredible, but I don't have the time, that's exactly why my team exists. We've already done the hard work. We already pre-qualified high intent leads in multiple industries, leads with budgets, authority, and a problem that needs solving now. If you want access to businesses that are actively looking for a solution like yours, click the link in the description and grab a list of leads ready to talk today, or have us build the entire lead generation system for you. Either way, you shortcut months of trial and error, even years of proven systems that you don't have to waste time on. All right. So if you found this valuable, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I drop strategies like this every single week. Thanks for sticking with me. Now go start building your recession-proof business, and I'll see you in the next one.